Mike Schmitz.
Woo-hoo! Hallelujah! Well, what a beautiful, warm day in Dothan, Alabama. I first want to acknowledge Senator / Mayor / businessman / citizen and a man with a great heart, Larry Register, for coming up with this idea and allowing me to be part of it, along with Felton Woodham, who doesn't want anyone ever to talk about him. But, you know, we stand on these men's shoulders. And I was asked to talk a little bit about leadership, so like Steve, I pulled up some things from the internet, and I just want to share a couple things with you. A leader, the first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. The last is to say thank you. In between, the leader is a servant. Leadership is the capacity to translate a vision into reality. Before you're a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others. Leadership can be defined as one's ability to get others to willingly follow. A leader with a vision has a clear, vivid picture of where to go, as well as a firm grasp on what success looks like, how to achieve it. But it's not enough to have a vision. Leaders must also share and act upon it. A leader must be able to communicate his or her vision in terms that cause followers to buy into it. He or she must communicate clearly, passionately, as passion is contagious. A good leader must have discipline to work towards his or her vision single-mindedly, as well as to direct his or her actions and those of others towards the goal. Action is the mark of a leader. A leader is always doing something in pursuit of vision, inspiring others to do the same. Many, many years ago, someone decided to build a circle. Now, I wasn't here, but I've heard great stories about the criticism, about it was in the country, about why would we spend money there and waste our taxpayers' dollars, but look where we're at now. It's not big enough. The biggest complaint we have, it wasn't built big enough. So we're working on that. Our past leader started Southeast Alabama Medical Center, a public medical hospital. They took criticism, but look where we're at now. They have over 3,000 employees. It draws people from over thousands and thousands of people. It creates great jobs, gives us the best, along with Flowers and all the other medical facilities. We have over 400 physicians in a small town like this. Leaders realize we don't represent Dothan. We represent over 400,000 people. We're a region, and we're all one. The leaders decided that at one point to start Southeast Alabama Gas District. 14 municipalities own Southeast Alabama Gas District, and we are one of them. Who knew 50 years ago that natural gas can be the savior of our country? It's cheap, it's American, and it's something that has, during 2008 and 2009, when our economy collapsed, the dividends we got paid from that helped us pay our bills at the city of Dothan. The leaders many years ago decided we're going to have public utilities. We're going to buy and sell electricity, and we've proven over the years not only do we give great service, but it's less expensive. And the money that has been made from that gets reinvested back into your city. A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He or she does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the equality of their actions and the integrity of their intent. But most of all, a leader has a heart to serve. And last but not least, a good leader realizes when it's 90 degrees, keep it short. This is a proud day. Let's all stand up and look at this and the vision that Larry has about the future of the past of our community, great community, and the future. Let's all give Larry a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. And those of you that have programs here, you can see the names of the individual inductees, and I'll be discussing them individually here. And unfortunately, I have to read this because there's no way I could, do it otherwise. But we would like to dedicate the Dothan Leadership Monument to tell you about the men whose names are inscribed on the granite base. First is Eustace E. Bishop Sr. For 60 years, Eustace Bishop worked for the betterment of the Dothan community. In the 1950s, Eustace and others made many personally funded industry recruiting trips. During that time, Twitchell, Warner's, Dolly Madison, Vinell Company, Hayes International, Charles Manufacturing, Bud Cigar, and other industries moved to Dothan. He was the founding president of the Tri-Rivers Development Association and worked tirelessly with the Corps of Engineers to keep the Chattahoochee River navigable. This resulted in the establishment of the paper mill, the nuclear power plant, and the Columbia docks. His work also led to the taxpayer-free establishment of the Dothan Airport and industry surrounding Napier Field. Will Bishop Sr. family please stand? Thank you. John Conti. John Conti immigrated to the U.S. from Italy at the age of 12. He met many challenges in his life, seeing each one as an opportunity and facing each one with humility, determination, dignity, respect for others, and love of learning. He lived in Italy and Massachusetts, but he loved living in Dothan. He came to Dothan as general manager of Hedstrom Union Company and opened with 1/2 acre under roof and 125 employees working 2 shifts. At its peak, there were 13 acres under roof with 1,400 employees. Drawing on these same qualities of leadership, he excelled in other areas of life. He was also active in the Dothan Area Chamber of Commerce, on the City Personnel Board, in fundraising to help establish the Von Blueberg Center and the Carver Museum. Faith, family, fellow man, and philanthropy were the most important things to him. In recognition of this, in December 2006, John Conti was made a Knight of St. Gregory, the highest honor to a lay Catholic. Are there members of the Conti family here? All right, well, we do appreciate his contribution. Rufus Davis II. Rufus was born in Dothan, where he attended Young Junior High, then Dothan High School. While at Dothan High School, he lettered in football under the late Rip Hughes as the right guard in Dothan's undefeated 1937 football team. Afterwards, he earned scholarship offers to the University of Alabama and Southwestern University, that's Southwestern Louisiana University. After graduation, he returned to Dothan and joined his father in the theater business and began a career which concluded with his being president of Davis Theaters for 38 years. This was interrupted in 1942 to 46 by World War II military service. He was honored by being selected Dothan's first Man of the Year in 1957 and was a city commissioner before becoming mayor in 1959. He loved Dothan and serving in the community, which is exemplified by his community service affiliation. He served on boards and chaired such community organizations as the Rotary Club, Dothan-Houston County Chamber of Commerce, Houston County Community Action Committee, Houston County Industrial Board, City Personnel Board, Dothan Biracial Study Group, Boy Scouts of America, Dothan's Boys Club, Hawk Houston Boys Club, United Way, Red Cross, Salvation Army, the Airport Authority, Tri-Rivers Waterway, Dothan Landmarks Association, 2nd District Planning and Industrial Board, First United Methodist Church, Variety Club, and the American Legion. Additionally, as a respected leader in his profession, he served as president and chairman of the Alabama Theater Owners Association. If Rufus were here today at this dedication, we would be honored to be included with the rest of these inductees that are being acknowledged. I think his comment would be, any businessman that earns a living from the community should also pay their community dues through involvement in local organizations, as well as financially supporting those local charities. Would the members of the Rufus Davis family please stand? All right, thank you. Paul Feltz. Paul Feltz moved his family to Dothan in 1946. In 1957, he purchased Nichols Trailer and Equipment Company and renamed it Feltz Trailer and Equipment Company, a business he operated for 23 years until his retirement in 1980. During that time, Paul was very active in his industry trade association. He was also named Dothan's Man of the Year and the Alabama Small Business Man of the Year, and was president of the Dothan Area Chamber of Commerce. Paul was active in numerous civic organizations, including the Elks Lodge and the Rotary Club, where he was two-time recipient of the Paul Harris Fellow Award. When asked what the family would like the people here today to know about Andrew Paul Felts, his daughter replied, "If Daddy were here today, he would be pleased, humbled, and a little confused. Confused that he is being honored for just doing what his way of life. A large part of his life's mission was to do his part to do what he could for others, including his town. We as a family didn't even know all of his help to others until after he was gone. As a family, we say thank you for recognizing his contributions." Will the members of the Paul Felts family please stand to be acknowledged? Did I skip somebody? I went past Joe, not on purpose, but I will catch up now. I would have put you in there one way or another, Joe, or your dad. Joseph Donifo. Joe and Harriet moved to Dothan in 1955 when he opened the first architectural practice in southeast Alabama and northwest Florida. Joe was a Yankee, come south, and fell in love with Dothan community. While architecture was his training and livelihood, community service and economic development were his passion. Among his many other accomplishments, Joe was active in Rotary, a charter member of the Haven, and served on the Dothan Planning Commission. He was president of the Dothan Chamber of Commerce and helped organize the Tri-Rivers Development Association. Later in practice, Joe immersed himself in the core area revitalization in downtown. In 1989, he purchased and relocated his firm to the old Porter Farmer building, now known as Foster Corner. The seeds he planted continue to bear the fruit today. Joe loved and deeply respected the men and honored all of it at this memorial today and called each one a friend. Would the Joe family please stand? Harry P. Hall. A quote, "I think my love affair with Dothan began in my elementary school days. Even then, the adults we came into contact with were exuberant about their own town, maybe half brag and half pride. Whenever there was a spirit about Dothan, a faith in its future, that was contagious. I liked my town then and now. Dothan was something special, even then." That's in a letter from Harry Hall, circa 1984. Whether with an individual or with a large group, Harry was a man of extraordinary ability to communicate. Harry was an advertising and business manager at Dothan Eagle from 1927 to 1945, at which time he resigned in order to help form the Harry Hall Company, and that same year helped reorganize and organize the Dothan-Houston County Chamber of Commerce. In 1946, he was instrumental in establishing the Dothan Federal Savings and Loan. From 1945 on, Harry worked with many others to recruit industry to Dothan. Some of those successes and efforts included Burlington Mills, Hayes Aircraft, Twitchell, Bud Cigar, and Hedstrom Manufacturing. Harry also helped head the drive that landed the George Wallace Vocational Trade School, which we now know as Wallace Community College. His humanitarian effort included establishing Wesley Manor and the Haven. Harry often told his family, "If you're going to do something, do it right," and that's how he lived his life. Would the family of Harry P. Hall please stand to be recognized? James T. Red McGurk. Red McGurk loved Dothan. His position at the Colonial Bakery afforded him the opportunity to train others, and so many of the people he mentored spoke highly of his personality and leadership. Red thought that Dothan was a grand place to raise a family and that it was an even better place to locate a business. Red was enthusiastic and energy-filled, and he pursued business prospects with zeal and determination. He was a great salesman with a great product, which was the city of Dothan. When he was recruiting business to locate to our city, as Red would say, it doesn't get any better than this. Red was strongly supported by his wife, Nita, and always found time for his family in spite of his busy work. Will the family of James T. Red McGurk please stand? There is a book that we would like all of you to sign that has all the names of the individuals honored here, as well as photographs of the, did it shut off? Anyway, it has photographs of the monument, so we would like you all to sign that. And this concludes the ceremony, and we invite you inside to have some refreshments. And there is a ADA compliant entrance around front, and